Hey y'all, I am back with another live. I'm gonna give it a few minutes for people to come in. Make sure you like this live, like the live. And again, as always, thank you so much for watching. All right, I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to come in while I lotion up these hands. Because okay, maybe I put too much Vaseline. So you guys see the title, what I'm going to be talking about. I want to open up this spiritual discussion, I don't even want to say spiritual, but this discussion surrounding how the media, specifically movies, not only do they whistleblow, but they also, you know, how they affect our subconscious. So I'm going to open up, as you guys know, this is a tarot channel. So thank you so much for watching, Lady Millionaire, Ms. Tarot. So I'm going to open up the discussion with tarot reading, okay, for, I don't want to say for the collective, because I feel like it kind of sounds obnoxious, like, oh, I'm going to be tapping into the collective, you know, like, and I feel like it's a bit invasive to a certain degree. But I am gonna, pull some tarot cards first. I just want to give it like a minute or two, so bear with me. Just waiting for people to come into the live. Make sure you like this live. We're gonna have a great discussion tonight. Please keep the comments respectful. No cursing, absolutely no cursing is allowed. And no spamming the comments. Unfortunately, if you do curse or try to spam the comments, I will remove the comment. And I won't block you from my channel, but I will kind of snooze you for 24 hours, okay? So you won't be able to comment or access my live for 24 hours. So I'm going to give it a few more minutes. Hope you guys are having a great evening. I'm going to be using the tarot deck to do a quick reading, and then we're going to get into some things that I was guided to talk about. And when I say I was guided, a lot of people can take that as like, who is she being guided by? Guided by what? I feel like sometimes spiritual sector could be a bit off-putting to some people because they feel like it's mumbo jumbo, it doesn't make sense, or it's like, kind of scary and spooky. And I'm a very practical person. I say that all the time because I am. So do I have spiritual gifts and things like that? Absolutely. But I also want to be able to answer certain questions that I know I had, and I know if I had them, some of you may have those same questions, and I want to be able to apply that to everyday life to make it palpable and to be relatable, okay? Because sometimes I feel like, with spirituality, especially with tarot, some people could be a bit judgmental about that, or it kind of puts them off where they're like, oh, she's just a traditional tarot channel. I will tell you guys now, I am not the traditional tarot channel. I'm not the traditional tarot reader. Okay, I'm not your traditional woman. Well, I am a bit traditional in my personal life, with my family. But I'm not your typical tarot channel, okay? So if you guys enjoy my style of reading, if you guys enjoy this type of content, if you are evolving and you're tired of the mundane, the usual, trash TV, trash talk, the usual relationship, guy, girl conversations, and you want to try something different, you want to hear different perspectives, different topics, I think you'll enjoy my channel. Okay. I don't go live often, but it seems like intuitively I've just been guided by, my ancestors, the creator of all, to come on and just speak some, in the words of Tariq Nasheed. I want to say I'm not a fan of anyone, but Tariq Nasheed says something like truth to power. So I'm going to be speaking some truth to power. Okay, and again, this is my personal truth. I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. I'm not here to sway the public. And I'm not here for well, I am here for a little bit of validation, but not validation where I need you to agree with me. I'm here to obviously, you know, share the live, like the video and things like that to push me in the algorithm. So a different kind of validation, okay? But again, I'm not here for anyone to agree with me. I'd rather you disagree with some things or agree, but why do you agree? And things like that, okay? So let's get right into it. All right, so I've been live for about 5 minutes. For those of you that are in this live, please like this video. It's about 15 of you in here. Like the video, and I'll go ahead and start. All right, so you guys see the title. I'm gonna be diving into the subconscious, okay? Y'all, it's 2 likes. I have 17 people in here and 2 likes. You guys, just hit the little thingy. Just hit the like button. That's it. Okay. All right. So let's get right into the reading, y'all. All right, when it comes to the subconscious mind, I'm asking my ancestors, my spirit guides, the archangels that are with me now, angels of light, celestial angels, what message do we have for the collective as well as myself when it comes to the subconscious mind? How can we protect our subconscious mind? What are some things that we can do to protect our subconscious mind? What are some things that we can do to protect our subconscious mind? Can I have the cards face up, please? What are some things we can do to protect our subconscious? The moon card. So, some things that we can do to protect our subconscious mind. And it's so interesting because the moon card talks about the mind. The moon card is a card of like psychology, the subconscious. This is literally the card. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. This is literally the card for the subconscious, the moon. And also, so I'm getting with this moon card, one of the ways that you can protect your subconscious mind. We all know that the moon controls the waves, right? The water. It controls the ocean. It controls the tides. So I'm getting one of the ways that you can protect your subconscious mind is by drinking a lot of water, hydrating, keeping yourself hydrated, okay? I feel like many of us, we don't drink enough water. We don't. And I know it's something very simple. It's like, you would expect like this big grandiose type of um, remedy for protecting the subconscious mind. But I feel like this makes sense and I 100% get it. Drinking water, staying hydrated, making sure that, you are eating the proper foods and things like that. Also, protecting your subconscious mind by guarding your own energy. I feel like everything isn't for everybody. Also, some of you may want to sleep with like something in your pillow. Maybe some of you are spiritualists like myself. So maybe you guys like sleep with like some type of amulet in the pillow that's shaped like a moon or like a star, something like that, okay? So that's one of the ways you can protect your subconscious mind. Hydrating, and I feel like some of you could use like some type of amulet or you put something in your pillowcase when you're sleeping, okay? So I could be talking to someone that gets a lot of prophetic dreams or things happening in the dream state. Okay, I feel like some of you may astral project when you're sleeping. Okay, and you have very vivid dreams. So, and then I also feel like for some of you, now is the time to do things behind the scene and not be seen right now. Okay, protect your energy. Like I said, everything isn't for everybody. You don't need to be everywhere. So some of you maybe you're invited to like some type of social event. If you don't feel up to it, if you feel like, I don't know, I feel like I'm talking to an introvert right now because I'm getting that type of energy. Like, stay to yourself. okay? And not necessarily isolate forever, but just protect your energy, protect your subconscious by not being everywhere all the time. Just because you're invited to a place doesn't mean you have to be there, okay? So, yeah. All right. How else can we protect our subconscious mind? And again, to those of you that are in the live, like the video, hit the like button, please and thank you. And I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. It seems like I've been being guided to go live a lot more. I really don't know why, because normally I just post, I'll upload videos and do pre-recorded videos, but Spirit is like, no, you need to go live, okay? So yeah, all right, we have the King of Pentacles. Protect your money. So resources, money, um, and money is just one resource. So like anything that you can use as a resource, right? Anything that makes your life easier in the material world. Spirit is saying to protect that, okay? I do feel like a lot of you are pretty good with money. The King of Pentacles is someone that is loyal. So I could be speaking to someone like myself who's a Taurus, or you could be a Capricorn or Virgo or some, earth sign. Grounding your energy. So one of the other ways that you can protect your subconscious mind is by grounding yourself. What do I mean by grounding? Taking a walk in the park, spending outside, spending time outside in nature. Um, if you are on the East Coast like me right now, it's winter. We just had like a snowstorm, on Monday, Sunday into Monday. So there's a lot of snow on the ground right now. So I know you probably can't, go to the park. There's really not too much greenery at the moment, but you can incorporate this in your diet. So lots of salads, greens, spinach, kale, things like that, okay? That will help ground you during the winter seasons as we go into spring, okay? But once spring gets here, right, and the flowers start blooming again and you're able to go back outside, definitely spend time in nature. That is definitely a great way to protect your subconscious mind, but also to ground yourself so that you're not up in la la lands. Because a lot of times when we have these kinds of conversations, it's so easy for people to just go off on the deep end, go down the rabbit hole in Alice in Wonderland, and they can't find their way out. They're not able to make it practical and make it palpable, right? So one of the ways that you can do that is incorporating more greens in your diet, okay? Less red meat, more greens. Well, I won't say that. I'll say more balance. Like I have an even balance of both, okay? So grounding your energy, making sure that you are aware of your material world, okay? I'm one of those people that believes that money is not evil. It's people that they can use money to do evil deeds, but money in and of itself is very opulent. It's supposed to carry real positive energy depending on who has it, okay? So, like I said, weapons don't kill people kill people, and use the weapons to do that. All right, so the same thing with money. Money is not evil. Money is not the root of all evil, but the love of it is the root of all evil. So this King of Pentacles is someone that understands that. They understand that money is a resource. It's one of the things that you can use to assist you with everyday life, to pay bills, and all that good stuff. But I'm not saying to worship money or to put money before your soul, but you definitely want to make sure that you are grounding yourself enough where you're not just, spending money freely and without some type of plan, without some type of game plan, okay? So yeah, so the King of Pentacles is definitely someone that is also loyal. Okay, so this is a very loyal, grounding type of energy. Okay, so we have the Moon card, which is a subconscious. And then we have the King of Pentacles. What else? What else can we do, myself as well as the collective, to ground our energy, to protect our subconscious mind? Specifically from media, things that we see, things that we take in with our eyes. What else can we do to protect that energy? Shout out to those of you that are joining this live. I truly appreciate it. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. All right, so we have the Queen of Wands. Another way that you could protect your subconscious mind, the Queen of Wands is someone that is very attractive. So Spirit is telling me to keep yourself up, right? I come on live. Sometimes I come on live like very impromptu, so I don't get a chance to kind of, prepare myself and, look more presentable. Um, but when it's more planned, Spirit is saying to plan your days. Make sure you look presentable, okay? And what that means for you, that doesn't, what's presentable for you is not going to be the same for me. It's based off perspective. But the Queen of Wands is someone that is very attractive, that is very articulate, and that is a doer. She takes action. The Queen of Wands does not sit still. The Queen of Wands is typically a fire sign, so I could also be talking to a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, like my daughter. My daughter's a Sagittarius. So very fiery type of energy. A doer, a go-getter. Okay, so the other way that you can protect your subconscious mind from outside influences, from the media and things like that, is by getting up and going outside, doing things, okay? Um, you know, don't stay inside too much, right? Go out and be in the world. Be not of the world, but be in the world, right? And also the way that you present yourself is going to really reflect a lot. I feel like a lot of people admire you, whoever it is that I'm speaking to right now, because we have the king and the queen side by side. So this is really great energy, royal energy. This is someone that knows what they're doing. Okay, this is someone that is confident. Spirit is saying to be confident. Be confident. All right, be confident. And if some of you find yourself being depressed, because the moon card can talk about depression, anxiety, low vibrational energy to a certain degree. If you ever find yourself like that, get up and do something. Try to muster up the energy, which I feel like you can. Take a shower, get yourself dolled up. Make sure, when you look good, you feel good. Go get a mani and pedi. If you're a man, go to the barbershop, cut your hair, spend time with the guys. Like, go to the barbershop, talk, kick it, go to your favorite cigar lounge. I know I'm hearing cigar lounge, so maybe some of you are into like cigars and things like that. Go to your favorite spot, do some things to kind of get yourself out of that depressive state. Because depression, believe it or not, from a spiritual standpoint, is a psychic attack. It's a psychological attack of the mind when you are stuck in depression. Okay, so ground yourself, spend more time in nature. If you're not able to spend time in nature, incorporate greens in your diet. So spinach, kale, and all that good stuff, right? And also making sure that you look good, that you're presentable. When you look good, you feel good. It kind of elevates your mood, okay? So yeah, so we have the Queen of Wands, the King of Wands, and the Moon card so far. All right, so I'm gonna pull 3 more cards, and then I'm gonna get into the actual topic that I really want to discuss. The whole point of me coming live in the first place is Manchurian Candidate, Black Phone 1 and 2, and Mothman Prophecies. What do you think they all have in common? Let me know in the comments, y'all. Hi! Hi to those of you that are on the live. Constantine. It's funny because I talked about the Constantine movie the last live that I did. I think I did that on Sunday. So definitely check that out. Shout out to Constantine. Okay. Let me get 3 more cards. What could the collective do, as well as myself, to protect our subconscious mind from negative influences? All right, so we have the 9 of Wands. Letting go of unnecessary burdens. Don't take on other people's problems. Do not take on other people's problems here. Some of you could be working too hard, okay? And I feel like you guys are working hard because it's the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is a hard worker. They don't get their money by sitting on their ass and being lazy. The King of Pentacles gets their money by, being very responsible with their money. They know how to navigate the energy of abundance, all right, without overworking. So don't overwork yourself, all right, because overworking will lead to burnout. This is the energy of the 9 of Wands, burnout. right? You have all this energy, you're fired up, you're revved up, and then you crash. I just heard Red Bull. So some of you could be drinking too many energy drinks, too much coffee, where you feel revved up, like, you know, it gives you that boost, but then it's like a hard crash. So I'm getting to not take on any heavy burdens, slow down on the caffeine, or if you guys are drinking Red Bull or some type of energy drink, slow down on that, all right? Because I do feel like it can have, you know, if you overdo it, it could definitely have an effect on your subconscious, okay? So no overworking. I feel like some of you could be like a manager or a boss or a supervisor or like project manager where you have like a position of authority when it comes to your career. So it could be a bit hard for you to kind of let your guard down, let your hair down, and allow other people to do the work for you. But I feel like when you overwork yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice, okay? So delegate tasks to other people, delegate tasks to the people, you know, your employees, people that work with you. If you're a mom, this Queen of Wands here, if you're a mom and you have a lot of children, let dad help you, okay? Let dad help you. If you have older children, let the older children, you know, do the homework with the with the younger siblings. Don't take all of the responsibility on your shoulders on your own, because this Nine of Wands, yes, this person is resilient, yes, they're able to multitask, but the burnout is very much real, okay? So to my bosses, the men and the women that are bosses, my King of Pentacles, my Queen of Wands, delegate the task. You don't have to do everything at once. Trust the people around you to help you, okay? That is going to protect and preserve your subconscious mind. Thank you guys for liking the video. I appreciate it. All right, let me get two more cards. Two more cards. What else for the collective? The Knight of Cups. Look at that. What does the Knight have on? Armor. Arm yourself. Protect your heart. Protect your peace. The Knight of Cups can sometimes give their cup of love a bit too easily, but I'm being reminded to stay guarded, okay? Not everyone deserves your beautiful heart, your emotional intelligence. Not everyone deserves that, okay? So I'm being called to protect yourself, armor yourself, okay? And that doesn't mean, you know, be cold and standoffish and closed off, but, you know, just protect your energy, okay? Some of you could be a bit emotional, because I am getting a strong energy of like depression, overload, overworking. And right now it's time to kind of retreat, delegate tasks to other people. The Knight of Cups reminds you to, yes, it's okay to be giving, but you should also know when to say no, all right? So you can't say yes to everybody, all right? Protect your peace. Some of you, like I said, you are the breadwinner, you're the provider. So a lot of people ask you for many things. So I'm getting someone like, Mom, can I have this? Dad, can I have that? Or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your wife is like, oh, I need money for this. I need money for that. It's okay to say no sometimes. All right. So you don't need to say yes to everything, because that also can chip away at your subconscious mind. It can cause stress, right? You don't want to be a yes man or a yes woman all the time. So having discernment. Okay, so we had two cards. Next card is the Ten of Wands. I'm telling you, somebody's overworking. I feel like it's a woman here. You are overworking. It's like a boss, independent woman type of vibe. She's, you know, I feel like you probably have a high position at your, you know, what you do for work. Very career driven, but you're overworking yourself. You're taking on way too much responsibilities. Way too much responsibilities here. So allow people to help you. You don't need to do everything on your own. Look at that. I'm trying to tell you. You don't need to do everything on your own. Partner up with other people. The Two of Cups. Partner up with other people. There is someone that is just as qualified as you, okay, that can assist you with whatever this Ten of Wands, whatever this heavy burden is that you are holding on to, okay? So yes, you guys, I said I was going to pull 6 cards, but 7 cards came out. So yeah, so I feel like a lot of you are going to get a handle on this. All right, you are. The Queen of Wands is a master at multitasking. So just make sure that if you feel burnt out, if you feel like you're overworked, if you feel like, you need to set up boundaries, now is the time to do so. Okay? Please do so for 2026. Not everyone deserves your yes, and not everyone deserves your energy. Okay? All right. So now, in the bottom card, we have the Six of Wands. Okay. All right, you guys. So yes. Okay, so this is what I wanted to come into the live for. So why did I open up with the tarot reading? I wanted to kind of see what messages spirit had. And when I say spirit, I mean the creator of all. I mean my ancestors, possibly your ancestors, if you're watching this. I feel like if you're watching this video, you were meant to see it. And I wanted to open up the conversation with the tarot because I feel like a lot of times with the tarot, it can give you answers that you already know on a subconscious level, but it kind of helps map it out for you, if that makes sense. Okay, so y'all, what do you think the Manchurian Candidate, if you guys have ever seen the Manchurian Candidate, I forget the guy's name that plays the, what's the guy that plays the Manchurian Candidate? What's his name? He's very handsome. Manchurian Candidate. Manchurian Candidate. Okay, so this film came out in 2004. So this was with Denzel Washington and Meryl Streep, which I absolutely love. I love Meryl Streep. How do you pronounce his name? Levi Schreiber, who played Raymond Shaw. So he was the one that played the actual political candidate in the movie Manchurian Candidate. I forgot Denzel Washington was in this film. He surely was. Yeah, Anthony Mackie is in this as well. Jeffrey Wright, which is an amazing actor. I'm definitely like his film. He's a great actor. Kimberly Elise is in here. John Voight is in here as well. Okay, so this was a pretty good cast for Manchurian Candidate. Jose Pablo, pretty good cast. Okay, Paul Lazar, Bruno Ganz, pretty good cast here. So Manchurian Candidate and Black Phone 1 and 2. Black Phone 1 and 2, I do believe it's actually out now on Netflix. They recently released it on Netflix. I originally watched it on, hold on, you guys. I recently watched Black Phone 1 and 2 on Prime, Amazon Prime, but I think it's on Netflix now, so definitely you guys, make sure you guys check out Black Phone 1 and 2 on Netflix. It is a horror film. It does depict, kidnapping and things like that, but it's a movie, you guys, so. But a lot of these movies, they whistleblow. And this is my own personal belief, so don't take what I say as the end all be all, right? Use your own discernment. But my personal belief is that, a lot of these films, these producers, these writers, these think tanks of people coming together to write these scripts and these films, they are whistleblowers. My personal belief is that they're whistleblowers. A lot of truths can be found in books, not only in books, but definitely in films. And what was the other one that I wanted to talk about? It was Manchurian Candidate, Black Phone 1 and 2, and Mothman. Mothman Prophecies. Now, Mothman Prophecies, I want to say this came out around the same time as Manchurian Candidate. Let me see. Mothman Prophecies. Yeah, came out in 2002. 2002, Mothman Prophecies. The cast was, Richard Gere, Laura Linney, Mark Pellington, Deborah Messing, she's great. Will Patton, he was great on there too. Where's the other guy? Why don't they have the other guy? I forget what his name is. The main character of Mothman Prophecy, the journalist. I forget what his name is. So Mothman Prophecies came out in 2002. So about over 20 years ago. Black Phone recently came out. But all of these movies, these 3 movies combined, what they have in common is the phone ringing. The phone ringing, I believe, is a trigger. It is, and I'm about to talk about something a bit sensitive, so hopefully they don't take down this live. But hey, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. What I believe is that these films that depict the phones ringing, like Manchurian Candidate, when he was being activated to be the Manchurian Candidate, to be under mind control and MK Ultra, how did they get him to tap into that split personality? They did that by calling him on the phone. They would say his name like 3 times, and then that third time it would click, something would go off in his mind where he would tap into this paper soldier type of candidate, political candidate. He was running for office, running for presidency, and things like that. If you watch the film, you're familiar with it. I would recommend you rewatch it because there's definitely some more gems in there that I'm sure you missed. Definitely rewatch it. So yeah, so in Manchurian Candidate, one of the ways that they were able to control him was through the phone ringing. The phone was a trigger. It acted as some type of on and off switch, but a mental on and off switch to get you to kind of do the elite's bidding. There are books on this. There's many books that are written on this. Transformation of America is one of them. There's another book. I forget what the title is, but it's in my community section. So if you go under my community section, I have a list of books in there. It's definitely in that list. I can't think of it right now, but I know Transformation of America is one of them. And the other one is called something Mind Control Slave. It's a personal account. Oh, excuse me. It's a personal account of a woman who, according to her, was under mind control MK Ultra. And once she was able to get out of there through, I believe she used like religion as well, but like through therapists and psychology and hypnosis and things like that, they were able to kind of break the mind control spell that was on her. And she was able to give, like, she wrote a book about her experience and things like that from her point of view. Okay. So that's a really good one. So definitely check those books out as well. So the other movie, Black Phone 1 and 2, I mean, it's called Black Phone. So clearly there's another common denominator of the phone ringing. Okay. So when the villain in the Black Phone, when he's reaching out to, different people and things like that, children, to attempt to abduct them, he also uses the Black Phone. They kind of depict the villain in the Black Phone as someone that is clearly insane, right? He's insane. He's, abducting children. But he talks about, in Black Phone 1, he talks about, I can hear the phone ringing. I hear the phone ringing in my mind. You hear it too, right? And then the boy who plays the main character also heard the phone. And on the other side of that phone, he heard, his previous victim, the villain's previous victims, um, kind of talking to him on there and helping him navigate how to escape. I'm sorry, it's a spoiler alert. So if you haven't watched Black Phone, don't watch this live because I'm gonna give some spoiler alerts. I'll do my best not to give too much, but essentially, the main character is able to escape through the phone ringing. That also acts as a trigger. And finally, the last movie, and I'm sure there's many more, but I feel like those three kind of give you like a well-rounded, like, okay, this is how the, CIA, the military, this is what they use allegedly to trigger a response, an on and off switch, or some type of mind control to their mind control victims. Okay. Um, so yeah, so Mothman Prophecies also depicts that as well, where, this being, which I feel was some type of demonic energy, was some type of demon, was able to connect with the humans in that realm through the phone. You would hear the phone ringing. The guy who plays the main character picks up the phone and he's hearing voices. He hears the voice of this demon that tells him, this is what's gonna happen. These many people are gonna die and things like that. So if you haven't watched Mothman Prophecies, definitely check it out. That came out in 2002, and I think Black Phone 1 and 2 came out last year. I want to say it came out in 2025. Let me see. Black Phone. Black Phone 1 and okay, so Black Phone 1 came out in 2021. Black Phone 2, that came out in 2025. Yeah. They're pretty good. I would say, and again, I watch movies for different reasons. I'm a movie buff, y'all, so I watch a lot of different films. Um, I don't necessarily watch it to be entertained. Like, if I'm entertained by the movie, great. It's a 10 out of 10 for me, right? But I watch it for nuances, to see what the writer was thinking, right? What is the writer trying to convey to me through this film, through this piece of art? What are they trying to convey? What is the message? And I feel like a lot of these writers, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Some of them, they may be affiliated with the CIA, allegedly. Some of them could also be affiliated with like military and things like that. And they kind of know things that the majority of the public wouldn't know. Okay. And so I watch films to understand the mind of the writers, understand the mind of the producers. What were they trying to depict in this film? What's the secret that they're letting out? Because a lot of times they'll whistleblow, right? It's like a safe way to give the truth to the public without outright coming out and saying, "Hey, mind control exists, MK Ultra exists, the CIA uses this, there are special ops teams that uses that as well," and things like that. So a lot of these things, they're not conspiracies. So that's part of the reason why I watch these films, is because I want to see what the nuances is. I want to see what they're trying to convey to me. Um, and I feel like when you are in tune with yourself and you are aware of your surroundings and you're conscious, you can watch films and be entertained, but you can also watch it to learn. You can watch it to understand what's being conveyed to the public and why it is being conveyed to the public. Okay. I mean, Trump recently came out, last week, and the president said that, oh, aliens do exist, as if we didn't know that there were extraterrestrials. I mean, we would have to be really silly to think that Earth is the only thing that exists and that there's nothing outside of Earth. If there are other planets and there's, the cosmos and things like that, then clearly there are extraterrestrial beings as well. We're not just the only ones. So I think it's interesting of the timing that, the president decides to, pretty much openly say like, yes, aliens do exist and things like that. So the next 3 years is going to be quite interesting. Okay. I don't want to get too political, but I did wanted to, come on and tie those films together. There is something about the phone, y'all. And what does everyone have now? These phones. Everyone has a phone. I mean, even children. It's like as soon as the baby come out, they put a phone in the baby's hand. The baby has an iPhone, right? So be mindful of that as well. What you watch on your phones. Please monitor your children as well. For those of you that are parents, that have kids, that have young kids, or even if you have, kids that are teenagers, monitor their phones. Like, just make sure that they're not being controlled by these devices, because I feel like people who are susceptible to suggestion, to persuasion, and they don't understand themselves and they don't necessarily have like a sense of self, you can easily be persuaded to act a certain way, be a certain way, like a certain thing through these phones. Okay? So the phones are very important. And limit your time on them too. Even myself, like I'm saying this to myself too. Sometimes, the first thing I do when I roll over in the morning, before I even do anything, I grab my phone. I'm looking for the phone. And it's like, my God, like I kind of have to check myself sometimes. Like, all right, let's stretch. Let's lay here. Let's pray. And then we can get out of bed and, take a shower, brush our teeth, make some coffee, some tea, do a morning routine, and then grab the phone. So what I've done now is I put my phone on the other side of the room so that in the morning, that's not the first thing I do is reach for that phone. I have to literally get up out of the bed to get to the phone. So that kind of gives me like, almost like I'm deprogramming my mind for it to not be the first thing that I do when I get up in the morning is reach for the phone. because I feel like that was purposely done to get people not only addicted to this device, but people that are sensitive to suggestion and are susceptible to subconscious suggestion. It can trigger Manchurian candidates within your community. Okay, and I'm not saying that to scare anyone. I'm saying it for awareness, okay? And again, this is my own personal belief. I'm not here to convince anyone of anything. But let me know what y'all think about that, you guys. And again, thank you so much for watching. So yeah, make sure you guys check out Manchurian Candidate, check out Mothman Prophecies, and Black Phone 1 and 2. All right? And let me know what y'all think. Come back, leave your comments. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining the live. To those of you that liked the video, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you want to see more content like this, I also do celebrity readings. Go ahead and subscribe. I have a little bit of something for everyone, so I'm sure you'll enjoy the channel, and I'll be more than happy to have you. Until next time, bye y'all. Peace.